Hello viewers, I'm Sadia Khan and you're watching YouTube channel Learn with Sadia. My topic for this video is the lesson and interview by Richard Gordan. Okay, and I picked this lesson from TS Intermediate second year textbook. See, I have prepared this video with good efforts and I try to simplify the lesson so that everybody can understand in a very easy manner. So please watch the video till the end. So let's read about the writer Richard Gordan. As you can see in the picture, he was born in 1921, expired in 2017, was an English surgeon and an anesthetist. He wrote numerous novels and screenplays for films and television. He also wrote short write-ups on popular history, mostly dealing with medicine. He left medical practice in 1952 and took up writing full time. His doctor novels, 18 comic works in a series, were very successful in Britain during 1960s and 1970s. See, by this we can understand that he was a doctor besides a writer, or we can say he was a writer besides a doctor. So initially he did medical practice, but might be he was more interested in writing. That's why he gave up his medical practice and he allotted his complete time in writing the things. Okay, let me tell you that this lesson is divided into two segments, segment 1 and segment 2. Before entering into the segments, I will give a brief idea of what actually we are going to study in the lesson. See, a writer of the lesson, Richard Gordan, he will face an interview. He wanted to get admitted in the St. Swithin's Medical School. When he goes there, he will be taken an interview. So, how his interview goes on? What kind of situation, what kind of questions will he face there? So, what is his experience in that interview is being shared by Richard Gordan in the present lesson and interview. Okay, so now I will explain you two segments in a very simplified way. So let's discuss segment 1. As you can see in the picture, I have simplified the lesson because a few students find it reluctant to read entirely directly from the textbook. So please listen with little focus. So as we all know, Richard Gordan is the leading character, or we can call him the protagonist of the story. So this Richard Gordan, he needs admission in St. Swithin's Medical School. He needs admission in St. Swithin's Medical School. And for that purpose, he will reach St. Swithin Medical School and there he will reach the office of Dean Dr. Lionel Loftus, FRCP. Who is the dean of that medical school? Dr. Lionel Loftus. So if you want to take the admission in that school, he has to meet the dean. For that purpose, he will reach his office and he will sit there in waiting area. And when he sits there, when he's sitting in waiting area, he will notice the things around. He will notice that pictures of the previous deans, I mean earlier who worked as deans, their pictures were hanging on the walls of the sitting area, and he will be observing all through the hall, and besides that he will put questions to himself and he will answer himself. He will start predicting the questions of the dean. Maybe when dean comes, he may ask me this question or that question. In this way he will make self questions and he will keep answering his own questionnaire. Okay, after some time comes an old man. So that old man who comes inside and he will have little conversation with this Richard Gordan. He will be the secretary of the medical school. Yes, he is not the dean. He is actually waiting for this meeting dean. But who has come? Secretary of the medical school has come over there to meet him, and he is an old man. That old man, he will introduce himself as a secretary of the St. Swithin's Medical School, and he will start inspecting Gordon more carefully. He will start observing him. He will put few questions. Okay, old man will ask him about rugby. So this is the most unexpected question when he needs admission in medical school. Here Richard Gordan will be expecting that something related question will be asked, but unexpectedly a question will be asked regarding the game rugby. Okay, Richard Gordan, the narrator, will respond very politely. He knows that he's not a dean. He's introduced himself as secretary, but still he will respond to that secretary of the college very politely. He will respond very politely. So after a little conversation, the old man will leave the place. After some time, the old man will return. Within 10 minutes, the old man will return and take that narrator to the office of the dean. So he was till now he was sitting in waiting area. Now finally he will be taken to the office of dean by secretary of the Saint Swithin's Medical College. That old man will lead him. With this we conclude segment 1 of the lesson. Moving to the second segment of the story, here in the second segment, you can see that the narrator is now present in the office of Dr. Loftus. Dr. Loftus is a dean of St. Swithin's Medical School. So, Dr. Loftus, he will feel sorry for making the narrator wait. Though he is an elderly person, he is dean of the college, still you can understand that he is very humble because he is being sorry to Richard Gordan. So now that Dr. Loftus has to take the interview of Richard Gordan, but unexpectedly he also won't ask any questions related to the stream. So Dean will ask him only two questions. The first one being, have you been to a public school? What is the first question of Dean? Have you been to a public school? What is the second question? Your people can afford the fee and that sort of thing. So he's asking that whether if you have studied in public school. His second question is, if I give you admission in Saint Swithin's Medical School, if I allow you to get admitted, will you be able to handle the fee and other structure? So he will respond, Richard Gordan will respond very positively. He will say yes for both the questions. So apart from the above questions, Dean will ask only about rugby. Okay, two basic questions he asked. So after that, he won't ask any questions which are related to the stream or related to the admission. So apart from the above questions, Dean will ask only about rugby, about narrator's worth in rugby, and about the positions in rugby. So all the questions now are just related to the game rugby. After giving a thought, Dean said that he had pleasure in admitting narrator to St. Swithin's Medical School. So finally, Dean will think for a while and then finally say Richard that I am ready to give you admission in St. Swithin's School. And by this, narrator will be wondered. And what is the purpose of his wonder? Why did he wonder like that? Because he was little shocked. He was unable to make out on what basis he got admission. So later narrator found out that even this brief interview was superfluous, unnecessary. Because narrator understood that Dean has given admission into the St. Swithin's College based on the opinion or based on the discussion with that old secretary. So who has decided whether the person is to be given admission or not? That is old secretary. So Dean is following the advice of that old man, that secretary, because he has got long experience. So that is the reason narrator will feel that even this short interview was unnecessary. So with this, the story concludes. Thank you for watching the video till the end. Please do subscribe my channel and do not forget to like, share and comment the video. Thank you.